I'm Brianna and this is My Life on Paper, and I am back with Scraptumber, which is a series by the Scrappy Sisters and Laura Alberts and Chrissy's Beautiful Life. I have been having so much fun playing along. Today's prompt that we are using is something you hoard, and I like to think I use what I have, and there's not something that I would have that I wouldn't use. That's kind of my take on hoarding, is something that you don't want to get rid of, that you keep. So I reached out to my friend, my scrappy best friend, Becky, and she said, you've got all those white flowers, right, that you don't use. So I pulled them out, and in fact I'll show you what I'm talking about. And it's something that hangs on one of my I've got one of those turnabout hangy things that I store lots of stuff on, and actually with organizing I've gotten a lot of stuff off of there, but this is one of the things that's still on there. You see how many they're from different sources. A lot of them are close to my heart that you can color them, and they're from years and years ago. So I grabbed that is what I'm working with today. And kind of coincidentally, but it really went with the flowers, is a picture from Becky's daughter's wedding, and it's the centerpiece to the tables that her daughter made herself, with the books and the pearls and then the flowers and the teacups that she actually made herself. So this is just a gorgeous photo to work with, and that's why I chose this dark green background. I pulled out a mat so that I could mat the photo on that. Oh, and I also used this sketch by Lisa Sikorsky that you would have seen at the beginning from Scrap a Sketch. So if you're interested in those, Scrap a Sketch is a Facebook group. There's a bunch of cool layout sketches that I've just been doing one by one. I just love this photo. I love these colors. The girls' dresses are this color. This is the closest I could come to in my stash. This might be the last piece I have. I think it might be an old Close to My Heart color, and I might have another 12 by 12, but I went through my scraps, and this is what I obviously been using, right? And I used it for this page. But you can see the purples and the flowers and some blues. I didn't really pull any of the blues out. But what I did was pull out these squares like you would have seen on the sketch in 3 different colors. So 2 of the purples, and then this, I don't know what we're gonna call this color, but this pretty, to me it reads blue this way. But I don't know if it's a periwinkle, I'm not quite sure. But that we're working with these. And then something that maybe you could also say that I hoard are buttons that are, again, terribly old from Close to My Heart. And so what I did was, I have these different shades of purple here, and I matched them up to each one of these flowers. I found embroidery thread in my stash that happens to match beautifully. So I put those through the buttons, and I'll show you how I did one. I left one so that I could show you how I did it. So lay those up on here, just like in this, well, this sketch didn't necessarily show anything on top of the squares, but this is working perfectly for my hoarded buttons, and that one I'm going to stitch for you in just a second. Then you'll also see that there are 2 kind of clusters. So I have different sizes of my flowers. So do that. And then I thought it needed a little bit of color, so I made one with my Cricut, again, out of that lovely blue color, or periwinkle. So that's going to lay in there. And I did the same thing for this side over here. And this is probably going to scooch, you know, because of the way the sketch is laid out, I might overlay that just a little bit like that. And those will go over there like that. I hope it doesn't look crowded, and if it does, it's gonna all move apart. I did make a title on my Cricut. Again, took that lovely periwinkle color. I think I had actually moved these in because there is blank spots on the photo, so that it goes like that. And there's the title. I have a little label from Ellie's Studio in the same lovely color, so I'm gonna tuck that in there. Not sure what I'm gonna write on it yet. It might be a word, you know, I've got love here. Maybe it's gonna be another word related to wedding. It could be the bride and the groom's name. I'm not quite sure yet. There's gonna be a lot of pages that I do for this wedding, so I don't know that I'll put the date on there, but I'm gonna leave that blank for now. So really simply, for the flower, instead of leaving that open like you see here, I have these glue dots. So what I did is, and I could have just thrown, it was hard for me to get it through the holes, so I threaded the needle, and now I have too much thread. Hold on to the end here. Whoa, 2 long ends. All right. And then I just left a little, trying not to pull it through and get frustrated. I don't know how well you can see this, and I know you know how to sew, but I thought I'd just give an idea. And then clip this short. And then threw my glue dot on the top. And I was actually using half glue dots, because it's just kind of a jelly type thing. And then really, I mean, not that it's gonna hold it down. I was hoping I was gonna hold it down, but that was to hold the string in, and then I could throw it on top. I'm probably gonna have to go back in there just knowing how some of these are a little loose and throw some glue in there. But essentially, that's how I did that. And that's what it's gonna look like. So what I'll do now is just pause, and then I'll be right back to you with the finished layout. Welcome back, and here's the completed layout. I'm really happy with it. I love it, love it, love it. The colors, the flowers that I got to use, the beautiful picture. So yeah, basically everything is how I had it laid out. The couple things I thought about at one point coloring these. I know back when I first got them, you know, they showed like dragging the ink pad across. I don't like the look of that. What I thought about is like taking a re-inker or something, or even just coloring some water with maybe an ink pad and then kind of dyeing it or putting it in the water. But with having the white flowers in there, I left it like that. The other thing is I did find 2 buttons that are pretty darn close to that color again. I am saving those for another layout. I couldn't figure out how to just like gently put them in with only having 2 and not making it look weird. So the other thing, little tip, is that I watched Janet from RTS. Love, love, love her. She's on YouTube as well as Patreon. And her tip is to, well, you saw how I had those all in one package, right? And they're on a hanger, and I never look at them, and that's why I haven't been using them. So there's probably about 3 of this style flower left that I stuck in with my white embellishments. So when I go in there next time, and if I'm looking for something for a page that I need that's white, I'll say, oh my gosh, look, I have white flowers. Oh, I know I have them hanging up. I can go there to get more. So that's where that representation comes in. You've got something in another spot, but you know, you recognize it. It's gonna bring your mind to say, hey, I've got them in another spot, go get them. So I think that's amazing. And I look forward to using more of these white flowers. Please, please, please check out below. There's a playlist for Scraptember. It's #Scraptember 2022 if you just want to go look for the hashtag. But there's a playlist below that'll lead you to everyone playing along on every day with the different prompts. And it is so fun to see what other people do. I can't wait to see what other people are hoarding and how they're using it. So please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.